I'm Kerry, best of us in retirement. I also have another channel that I've had for about a year and a half called Best of Us Investors. And I was really motivated to do this channel because of another YouTuber that I saw, and that's Joffrey Schmidt. He does Holy Schmidt, and he does a real good job. He's a CPA, and he's very good at dispensing numbers and telling you, where you stand relative to everybody else for your Social Security payments and how much you've got in the bank relative to everybody else for your retirement and what you're going to need to finance your retirement. He does a good job. And I watch his videos quite regularly, and as I say, I think he does a good job. But he did a video just this last week that I don't agree with, and so I felt I needed to speak to it. His video is called 5 Reasons that you should rent your house while you're or rent and in retirement. Sell your house and rent rather than own. And he went through these, and two of them in fact, I've expanded it from 5 to 7 as to why you should stay in your home or own your home in retirement. And so I want to share my opinion, and I think our opinions differ because of our age difference. I would guess Jeffrey's probably in his mid-50s. I'm in my mid-70s. I've been retired since 2005, and so I've experienced it, and so I have a different outlook. So let me go through his reasons and my additional 2 and tell you why I think you should stay in your home or at least own your home in retirement. And let me go through it. The first one he uses is lifestyle. And he says you should be in a position so that if you don't have your home, you're renting something, you can get up and you can go. And I would ask you, if you're getting up and going, where are your friends? Are you going to just get up and go and not communicate with your friends? And I would say if you're going to, you want to be in a position to get up and go, just downsize. Get into a smaller home, get into a condo if you could live in a condo. I can't live in a condo. I can't live that close to anybody. But downsize and find yourself a neighborhood where you're still close to your friends and you can have your activities. The other reason he said lifestyle is to get closer to your kids and your grandkids. Well, if you're 65 years old, your kids are 45 years old and your grandkids are 25 years old. Do you really think they want you around as a burden? This is what they're now calling the sandwich generation. We're taking our children and they have the responsibility of their children, and we're coming in and saying, okay, now you have the responsibility of us. This is the prime of their life. They're 45 years old? They should be enjoying their life. They shouldn't have to be looking after you. I see this in my son. My son is married to a wonderful woman, but he's taken care of, at some level, her parents. They're both finding their way to them. So their ability to move around, to go on nice vacations, to reap the benefits of their earlier life, they're instead having to take care of their in-laws, his in-laws. He isn't feeling good about it. So don't do that to your children. It's not fair. Again, I would ask you the question: if your parents had done it to you, how would you have felt about it? I don't think you'd have gotten real excited about it. You're cheating your children. And let's be fair about this. Take care of yourself. Don't put a burden on your children. Okay, his reason number 2 was cheaper living. Where are you going to find a place to rent that is actually cheaper to live than the home that you already own? It isn't going to happen. He talks about you can move to another state. He, in fact, mentions Georgia. Well, my son-in-law lives in Georgia. My daughter, before she died, lived in Georgia. I would not take Atlanta's traffic over what I deal with on a bet. There's no way Yeah, they have some culture that maybe we don't have in Birmingham, but I can go visit that, and I can go to Nashville, and I can go to the beach. No, I'm not looking for a cheaper lifestyle, and again, abandon the community that I grew up in, that I understand, and where my friends live, just to reduce the cost of my living. I'm not going to do it. He then says, go to Puerto Vallarta. It's beautiful. Yeah, but it's a third world country. You don't know what's going to happen if you go down there and buy a condo, or and you change your lifestyle on that. I would say, if you're going to do that, go live there for 3 months or 6 months, so you understand what you're getting yourself in. You don't want to sell your house and go to Puerto Vallarta and live where you don't really know anybody. At least I wouldn't. So I'm not, Jeffrey, I'm not good on that one. The fourth one is your home upkeep. So his idea is, I go rent a home so I don't have to pay for the upkeep. Wait a second. If something needs to be repaired in that house, yeah, my landlord's going to pay for it, but where's he going to get his money to pay for it? From the rent I pay. All you're doing is shoving the responsibility for the repairs to somebody else. You're going to pay for them one way or the other. So I don't think that's legitimate. And then the hassle. The hassle. He talks about, taking care of your yard. What else are you going to do? Sit on the sofa and watch Judge Judy and eat Twinkies and drink Coke? Or bourbon? Come on. No, you need some hassle in your life. Too many people go into retirement and say, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm not going to do anything. And that's why they die. And that's why they put on weight. Because they aren't getting out and gardening. Because they aren't pushing that lawnmower. And hell, if anything else, I hired Juan. I pay Juan $50 a week to come and take care of my yard. Can I make that $50 up some other place? Of course I can. So, I'm sorry, upkeep. Accessibility. That was his number 4, I believe. And what he talked about there was the steps. That your bedroom's on the 2nd floor, and you got to climb those steps to go to bed and come down those steps every morning. Do you know why on my Fitbit there is a measure of what they call floors? Because if I will go up and down those steps on a daily basis, my knees won't break down on me. My muscles will stay toned. That's why it's on my watch. To basically make a goal, and what it says, I have a goal to go up those steps 10 times a day. Nita, she complains about the steps, but she also recognizes those steps are what is keeping her knees active. And again, what are you going to do? Sit on a sofa? Now, again, if it becomes an issue, downsize. Just go find a home in close by that is 1-floor living. In fact, that's what I'm building. I've got 46 lots adjacent to the most expensive neighborhood in the state of Alabama, highest property tax, best schools, and I'm building homes for the people of Mountain Brook to move to Irondale, cut their property taxes by 60%, and be on one level. So accessibility, no. And how about a condo? I can't live in a condo. I can't live that close to anybody. But again, if you make a move, yeah, you're just getting a new payment. Reason number 5 to sell your home: sell it and invest the money, and then pay rent. Well, all you're doing is trading your payment. Again, downsize. And if in fact you want that money for investments, that's not a bad idea. You can borrow the money on the mortgage on your downsized home for 3.25% today. You can then take that money and invest it in a portfolio I can design for you of dividend-paying stocks and make 7.5%. So there's what, a 4% difference? And that'll pay your rent. Come on, sell your home so that you can rent, to make money? I don't. The other thing is when you're renting, that asset, that home you're living in and you're renting is appreciating. You aren't getting the benefit of that appreciation. Again, if you're going to do that, don't rent that home, buy it. Buy it, mortgage it, and then take the money that you got from selling your other home and invest it in dividend stocks. It's a win-win all the way. It's a little complicated, but you can figure it out. The big expenses, avoid the big expenses. The roof and the foundation, taxes, and schools. Okay, if the roof is bad, you're going to have to fix it before you sell it. If anybody has any intelligence whatsoever, they're going to run an inspection on your house, and I'm in the real estate business. These inspectors come in, and if that roof needs to be replaced, you're going to replace it before they buy it. Or if your foundation needs work, you're going to fix it before they buy it, or you're going to reduce the price of the home in order to get the home sold. That's nonsense. I'm sorry, Jeff. That's nonsense. You can't push that off onto some ignorant buyer. They don't exist anymore. And this is, again, I think this is lack of experience. I've lived this. I know it. Taxes. Okay, that's legitimate. If you live in a upscale neighborhood and your taxes are high, all right, downsize. Go find another home. Take that mortgage out that is going to be the cheapest mortgage you've ever had in your life at 3.25% and invest the difference in dividend stocks. But you do not want to be paying someone else rent and you in your rent being paid for all the expenses. And this thing about avoiding replacing a roof, you can't do that in this world. They're going to make you pay for it when you sell it. And then the last thing he said was transition costs. I guess what he's talking about is if you've got to buy another home, you've got to pay the closing costs. Again, lack of experience. If you're buying another home, you ask the seller to pay those transition costs. And what do they amount to? They might run 2% of what you're buying. Okay, if that's an issue, then put that in the mortgage. Let your bank pay that up front, and then you take, again, you've got a mortgage, thus you got the money from the sale of your house. Where are you going to put that money? In dividend stocks that are paying you 7.5%, whereas the mortgage is you're paying 3.5%. No, this isn't real. This isn't real. This is not real world. This is fantasy, Jeff. You're not really looking deep enough as to what the situation is of someone my age, as to what you have to deal with and where is the best place to put your money. There is never a reason for you to rent something and let someone else get the appreciation and the tax deduction, and you're going to pay for all the auxiliary expenses. If that rental house that you're in needs a new roof, who do you think's going to pay for that roof? No, you won't have to write a check, but the new roof's built into your monthly payment. So the people who are renting your house are not stupid. They know that roof is going to have to be replaced, or that foundation is going to have. So they build those repairs into your rental payment. No, it's never, Jeff, it never makes sense. Retired or not, it never makes sense. Not when interest rates are so low. Now, when I bought my first house and interest rates in the Jimmy Carter years were 14.5%, you might have, but still, unless the guy who owns the house bought the house back when the interest rates were 2% and he's got a 30-year mortgage, no. Okay, my end suggestion is own the home you're going to die in. There's no reason not to. And take advantage. Our tax laws are geared to help people own real estate. I mean, if you can depreciate it, if you can write off the interest, the advantages are there. Don't give them to someone else. Jeff, I'd love to talk to you about this. I'd like to do a pro and con video on this because I think you were wrong on this one. You're right on most of them, but this one, I don't think you've lived it. Okay, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I live retirement, and I'm a certified financial advisor. I have a CHSC, which means I'm what? A chartered life agents. That's a CLU, and the CHFC is a chartered financial consultant. Okay, so I want to help you enjoy your retirement. It's the best half of your life if you'll approach it that way and maximize your income, minimize your taxes, and live the life to its fullest. Medicine is going to give us another 10 years. Come over to my Best of Us Investors channel, and I'll tell you about the healthcare revolution. I just did a video on that where artificial intelligence is coming into the finding of drugs, and our life's going to change dramatically, us retirees, in the next 3 to 5 years. Talk to you again.